Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to Picky Hooks. I am your host, Shania Lancaster. How's everybody doing this fine Sunday morning? So as you can see the header in today's topic is going to be hair shaming. Now, what is hair shaming? And I'm about to break this down. I want everyone to know that it is a term that is mostly related to African American women. However, any woman can be hair shamed, and then you might be thinking that, well, Cheyenne, any human being can be hair shamed. That's a true statement, but I'm about to break this down for you. So I wanted to discuss this because something happened to me about a little over a week ago, or that I was just like, okay. And I was on the phone with my friend and I said, I'm tired of doing this. And I was just like, nobody pays attention except for the crazy people. And they said, well, maybe it's your hair. You do wear like the dreadlocks or, like this, and maybe it's your hair because when I met you, you were always wearing like long weaves that were straight and everything. And and they look really nice. At that moment, I was in the store and I kind of just froze. And I know the person's heart. So I don't think that they were saying it to hurt me. I know they weren't. But what they don't understand is that in so many words, what you just told me was you need to change your hair so that someone will find you attractive and then maybe they'll talk to you. That's what you said. And I know that they didn't understand, which I'm a little bit shocked after knowing me for over almost, 20 years now, and understand they are not of my race. They are of a different race. And I know that they didn't mean any harm, but I was hoping that after have known me all this time, and you've seen my natural hair, you've seen the wigs, you've seen extensions, you've seen it shaved, you've seen it long, you've seen it perm, you've seen it, you've seen it every kind of way. And you always tell me that I'm a beautiful person, but when you say something like that, that becomes hair shaming. Because what I heard was your hair is not good enough, or I understand that I wear styles, like wigs and extensions, but basically the hair extensions and wigs that I wear, I like to think that they actually embrace, the African American hair, or let's just say Black people, hair, our natural hair. And our hair, just as, Caucasians or Hispanics, they do come in different textures, curl patterns, whatever you want to call it. Some are straight, some are thin. Some people have excessively thick hair. Some people hair won't grow past their ears. That's just the way it is. To say that men probably aren't looking at me because of dread, like I love locks, and that's why I wear the extensions sometimes. I love the twist and the kinky hair, and I have wigs. You guys may not have ever seen me in them, but I do have wigs where I wear straight hair, not often anymore. I used to perm my hair. My natural hair, I have been natural. I stopped permanent, in other words, back in 2019. I just cut off all my hair, all of it, to start over again. And I do notice, I know what they're talking about. I do notice the difference in people, the way people look at me. And I'm not just talking about men, I'm talking about women too. mostly women that are outside of my race. When you say something like that to someone, that is hair shaming. Whether your intentions was to throw shade at me or not, that's hair shaming. Because you're basically saying, no, you need to alter yourself. You need to alter your hair so that you will become more attractive, and then maybe you can find someone. Nope, I can't find anybody because people are weird now. I'm sorry. It's just, or basically because I'm older, I have different standards than what I did. I'm pretty sure that I could go out here, but I have different standards. And I told them on the phone because I was in so much shock. What they don't know is that it hurt. It hurt bad because when I came home, when I got in the car, I was trying not to cry. In that second, I felt unattractive. I felt unaccepted. It's 2022. I don't understand why people will still think that our hair is what defines us. It doesn't define our beauty. It doesn't define whether I'm qualified to sit in corporate America. It doesn't define whether do I look safe enough to be your neighbor. It doesn't define, am I from, like a low income versus a high income, or in the hood or in the suburbs. It doesn't define any of that. When that person said that, I said my spiel, and I was very kind. I was stern about it, but I was very kind and said, why should I have to alter my appearance to attract someone? And more so dealing with my hair. And it almost made me say, so is that what you think of me? When I wear these types of hairstyles, is it, oh, okay, well, that's just shy, whatever, I like her, but I know her deep down inside. And I said to them, do you want me to what? Just straighten my hair? Because what's going to happen, when, let's say I meet someone and I actually get involved with them. At some point, the wig is going to come off. At some point, my extensions are going to come out because I'm going to take them out. And at some point, like I do sometimes, I get these crazy cravings to shave my head on one side. I get a craving to wear my natural hair, whether I'm, straightening with a straighten comb or wearing the little Afro puff up top, my natural hair. They're going to see it. I have never in my life acted like some females do and try to tell somebody, yeah, this is my natural hair. Nope, no. Now, if you guys have been with me from day one, y'all have seen my natural hair. Yeah, and then I do extensions or whatever. Sometimes I would have it wrapped up or whatever, but that's just me. That's just me. And I shouldn't have to change. I found it very, I couldn't believe that we are in 2022 and people still hair shaming people. That was a hair shame. Let me give you another example of hair shaming. So about 2 summers ago at my current job, there was, and I'll put these pictures up, but there was a picture, there was a hairstyle, a wig that I was wearing. I decided to wear to work. I love the color. It has blonde, like ash blonde. The older I get, the more lighter colors or highlights I will tend to wear because my natural hair is actually black. It's black and it looks way too harsh on my skin tone. now since I'm getting older, it makes me look older. So a lot of times you'll see me wear these blacks, browns, bronze, blonde, even with the gray, it just looks better on my skin. Nevertheless, it was really, really nice. And the hairstyle, when I walked into work, okay, that day, I was getting so many compliments from people who weren't my race. But the problem was that this is what I was hearing. Oh, now I like that hair. That hair looks nice today. You should wear that hair all the time. Okay? I purposely wore a different wig the next day. And it was something very similar to this. I think it might have been one of my Afro puffs. And I was still suited up. I was still stepping out. I was dressed to a T, And it was, oh, good morning, Shy. It was something totally different. I do get different responses. I mean, it's so bad that one of the executives actually had said when they were Skyping me, I like that picture because the picture that I had put up, I had changed my profile a couple of times, and the picture that I had put up was the one with the blonde hair. And they was just like, I couldn't even recognize, man, you just look beautiful. Your hair looks really nice. It's still me, people. It ain't nothing changed. It would have been different maybe if I had came in with no makeup on and y'all was just like, wait, what? What's happening? But it was just the hair, and everybody knows that I like hairstyles. I love hairstyles. I love different hair, like colors and curls and everything, because it gives me different looks. I wear hair according to how I feel. Yep, that's a true statement. But what I'm saying is that all of those people at work had no idea that they hair shamed me. And if you're saying, Shania, well, okay, is it hair shame because I do like straight hair versus curly hair or vice versa? No, I'm not talking about your opinion, but I think y'all understand what I'm saying. There's a difference between opinion and when you make someone feel out of sorts because your true color, it's like you're saying this is more acceptable than this, or how about a compliment? Or my 2 jobs ago, there was someone, an executive, that said, now that hair is more appropriate. Wait, what? Because I have never come into work with my hair all over my head. That's hair shaming as well. It is hair shaming. It's not a cool thing. If you don't understand our hair, then, I would just kind of I would keep my thoughts to myself. I'm going to tell you some of the do's and don'ts that you should not do. I understand about being curious about our hair, but please, people, don't ever, especially when you're at work, don't ever say, can I touch your hair? Don't do that. Don't do that. No. Why would you want to touch my hair? They'd be like, I just want to touch it, ooh, and they just get excited. And I understand about being curious. And some people might be like, see, well, we don't know what to do. It's like, you want us to take an interest and then you don't want us to take an interest. What I'm saying is, how would you feel if I walked up to you and said, can I just touch your hair? And don't get me wrong, because I know women in my own race that have be like, ooh, and they, here come the hand, and they be, and I'll be like, no, don't touch my hair. Because you would not, you would never, would you go up to the Queen of England and say, can I touch your crown? Can I wear your crown? Do you want the Queen to say, off with her head? One of the other things that over the years I have come to learn about myself that I have a problem with is men who also feel as though that it's okay to tell me how to wear my hair. I'm talking about men that I have met on blind dates for the first time. Men who started to get to know me through maybe a mutual friend and all of a sudden felt comfortable. They felt comfortable to say, why do you wear weaves? That's not your hair. Newsflash. What is not? Oh my God. I've been walking around here, getting up in the morning, putting on a wig or sewing it in, and was, oh my God, thank you for telling me. I know. Like, dude, I know. When men do that, especially if it's one of our own, do you understand, like, basically you, again, that's hair shaming. And at the same time as hair shaming, it's putting down that woman. It's, you should go ahead and keep that perm or keep, that softener on your sides or whatever. You want me to look like some Instagram babe with the good hair, or what you call the good hair. That's the other thing too. Stop calling hair good hair, bad hair. Stop that. Stop. Don't do that. Don't do that. All hair is good. All hair is good. All hair, say it with me. All hair is good. My hair is good. Okay? I don't like that. I don't like that. Because when you use terms like that, it comes with like a stigma. It comes with, well, like a condition. Dude, look, like I said before, this is me. You either take it or leave it. And it's more disturbing when my own do that. I don't like that. That's not cool. That's not cool. Like, or one of my other pet peeves that I have is when I go into hair stores to get, hair pieces or hair products. I'm amazed that the people who own the stores feel as though they can tell me what I need for my hair. I know that they're coming from a place where they're just trying to make money. They're trying to sell the product that they have on the shelves. Case in point, I wanted a particular wig. This is when I was wearing a perm. Now, the wig actually would reveal my natural hair around the edges, and then it would blend in. So those are called like half wigs. And the curl pattern was right. And the woman said, oh, she grabs one of these big jars of pink gel. And it's just one of these cheap gels, hair gels, And she was just like, yeah, and you just put that and just blend it in. And I said, no, I don't put gel on my hair anymore because It has alcohol. And I'm talking about the cheap ones. And it's going to dry it out and break it off. And it flakes. She said, no, 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 no. She's just like, you just put this on. This one doesn't flake. This one doesn't. Stop telling me that. I'm telling you what it does to my hair. Do not tell me that it will not. You don't know anything about my hair. Yes, you're selling these products, but you don't know what's good for my hair. I mean, I'm amazed. I mean, yeah, you got the market cornered, but I am amazed that you just sell the product. If I want to pick it up, I'm going to pick it up. If I don't, then don't try to sit here and feed me lies like, it has whatever the latest oil is. Because every year, or every so many years, there's some particular oil or ingredient, right, that all of a sudden it's the new thing for Black women's hair. 1 year it's I can't even say it, aroma oil. Next minute is, coconut oil. Next minute is flaxseed, whatever the case is. All those oils are fine, but everybody has different hair textures. So coconut oil doesn't work for me, but olive oil does. It's just that simple. Flaxseed oil works for my hair, So the hair products itself, and if you are not a woman of color, it's no different than you saying, well, Paul Mitchell products works good for my hair versus, I don't know, Pantene. Whatever the case is, you know what works for your hair. Who am I unless I am your hairdresser telling you what works for your hair? And that woman was getting very irritable, and I was getting very irritable because I said, I don't want to put that in my hair. And she was determined to tell me that it was good for, as she said the term, she said, your type of hair. How do you know what my type of hair is? Now, mind you, remember what I said? At that time, it was perm. You don't have any idea how my hair is. Even when it's permed, it is still not the same kind of perm, right? Hair, or it's not the same. Okay, what I'm trying to say is if you have like 4 Black women and we all have perms, even then, the hair is not to be treated the same, because you have to remember, we didn't start off with the same type of hair when we were natural. So when it got altered, right, we did not, it still is different. We all have perms, but it's still different. So for me, my hair is very fine. And when I say fine, yes, it looks thick. It looks thick, but my hair is fine. It's thin. And so when my hair is permed, it's super thin. It's super thin. I've never had volume. I can achieve it by wet setting it, but it's thin. That's just the way it is. So going back to this lady, it didn't end well for her purchase as a merchant, because now you don't piss me off so bad. I put back the wig, the hair wig, and she lost an $80 sale. It's just that simple. I didn't want to try to blend it in and make it look fake. I just don't understand how you can sit here and tell me what I need. You have never worn this hair a day in your life. And I'm talking about my natural hair. You don't know. You did your research on the market. That's what you did. You saw what we're buying, what sells. But did you do any research on the actual Black hair? And I'm pretty sure that it's safe to say you did not. And you don't, and I'm not downing you, because you don't have to. You're in the business of selling. You're not in the business of hair care. My mom was in the business of hair care. She did more hair care, as far as I'm concerned, than hairstyles. Hairstyles leads me into the final area. When you see Black women wearing hairstyles that are, I'm not really sure if I want to use this term, but Afrocentric. And what I mean by that, the way like we can wear, like, you know, our hair defies gravity. I'm talking about in its natural state. That means, you know, I mean, you seen it, you put your hair, you know, if I comb my natural hair straight up, it just stands up. If I say go this way, it just goes that way, right? That's just the way it is. So therefore, I am able to achieve a lot of different hairstyles. And I'm talking about when I'm not wearing extensions or whatever, I am able to, if you want to say manipulate, you know, the hair to do this or that or whatever. You know, we like to do extensions. We like to do braids, twists. All of that stems from the heritage. But what I'm saying is that I embrace the heritage of the whole entire Black race, whether it's stemmed from Africa or it's Haitian or, you know, of the Black race. I like the fact of all the different things that we get to do with our hair. And so a lot of people don't understand. It's like, why would they do that to the hair? What is that? But okay. So let's go back a little bit. It's no different than when you had maybe a punk rocker that, you know, when they first shaved their heads off on the side, remember, and they wore the mohawks, and not only did they wear the mohawks, they did the spikes. It's no different than when the 80s, greatest era ever, decade ever, the 80s, and everybody, your Van Halens, your Bon Jovis, everybody was wearing the poof hair, you know, and then it was kind of like it just came down straight, you know. I love hair. I mean, it's just an expression. And so when people see us and we got the, you know, I mean, yeah, there's some things that I won't do. Like, I've never been into buying like maybe the electric purple hair extensions or something like that. Number one, I'm too old for that. That's how I feel. That does not suit me, you know. And even when I was younger, that was never my forte. I've done a couple of colors, but that's just not me. But when I see it, I'm like, oh, it's an expression. It's just an expression. It's you know, of who they are. They could be expressing and embracing their heritage or their culture, or they're just all about trend and style. What difference does it make? It doesn't make that person who they are. That's all to it. It doesn't define them as a person. Hair shaming is very, very serious. It's still, excuse me, going on today. There are places, excuse me, there are places, or should I say, there are stories that's still going on in 2022 of people, like young students, being told that they cannot come to assemblies because they might have their hair in twists or dreadlocks. They're saying it's inappropriate. And you know, those stories really get to me because I'm thinking to myself, are you kidding me? You will single out that kid about their hair versus what I see some of these kids wear to school? Hair shaming is still going on in corporate America. Did y'all know? Here's a fun fact. I guess I don't know if it's a fun fact, but here's a fact that cornrows were not allowed in corporate America until the 70s, like the late 70s, and they finally made it, you know, like, okay, yeah, you are allowed to wear that, to wear them. Like, cornrows were nice and neat. You know, our hair does take a lot of time if it's in its natural state to deal with. So cornrows are the best way to deal with it, because we can get our hair cornrowed, and then we can do it up in a, if we have the extensions down, we could do it up in a sweep or bun or whatever, and it's nice and neat. Yeah. And they had a problem with it. Women of color actually could not, there might have been cases where they could not get a job if the hair was not straight or in a style that they felt it was appropriate. And in 2022, I have experienced it. You know, you may not be able to come up to me right now and say, nope, you got to go home and do something with your hair. But trust and believe, like I told you, some of those examples that are said, you know, I'm just looking at people like, do you realize that you just hair shamed me? It's a shame, people. If you are hair shaming people and you know it, shame on you. Shame on you. Just be mindful. Be mindful. But anyway, so that's all I wanted to talk about today. Again, let me know what you think in the comments, and tell me your experience, whether you're white, black, Latino, whatever, you know. Let's let them people be who they are. And as long as their hair is clean and you don't see bugs jumping from it, then we good. We Gucci. It's just that simple. So I hope you enjoyed this conversation. I hope it left you with something to think about. It's not to make anybody feel bad, but just pointing it out. And until next time, talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.